Good evening, all of you. My name is Tarun Sharma. I am from SUBIT Gandhinagar. We welcome you one another edition of ALVCom, that is Active Learning Video Lecture via Communications. Today, in the section of CPU, we will discuss about the file management, how files are created, how files are opened, how files are written, closed, etc. We will perform the operations onto the files of the system via using a C program. Generally, in the C program, we had seen that on the functions which we are performing on by using a C program, we will do operations related to on those input, output, on string, variables, etc. But in this section, we will learn how these files can be used in a C program. Okay, the standard input output systems which we had learned earlier in the earlier sections, and we will see about the standard files, binary files, etc. So first of all, we want to learn what are files. Generally, files are those informations or data which are collected into a particular format. The file format can be text, document, PPT, etc. So in the first section, we will discuss introduction. In the introductions, we will see about the files, how files are created, how operations are to be performed on a particular file. Then the file management functions, some of the functions which are defined in C programming language, and these functions can be implemented to use the different things which we can work on files. Then the files, how the files can be opened, how the files can be closed. Then a very interesting feature, that the file read and write operations. When we want to read anything and when we want to write anything onto a file, we can use some of the functions, that is fread, fwrite. We will learn about those read and write operations by using this topic. Standard input output versus file input output functions. Some of the files which are standards, which are to be there on a C program. When we are using a C program, the standard input output library files which is included in the first line, that is studio.h. So we will learn why the studio.h file is different from file input output functions. Then some error handling. See, when we are opening a particular file, if the file is not opened, we will use some of the methods that how the file can be opened. So in if it is producing some sort of error, suppose we are opening a file and that file is not responding properly, then there is something error. So these errors can be handled by using a C program. And last and the final thing, that is binary files. See, what we are writing, what are the systems handling, and what we are doing on a particular computer. That computer formats responds only one language, that is machine language, or we can say that the binary language. Some of the files which you are making, document, PPT, text, etc., these files are generally converted into a binary format, so that these files can be executed properly onto the systems. In the binary files, we will discuss about how the C program can handle the binary functions or the binary files, so that they can be executed directly and we will get the appropriate result. In the first topic of introductions, we will see what is introduction. The files are placed where data can be stored permanently. See, what is the main purpose of using a file? In a system, we are having many files and we are not using a particular format. Suppose we are having different files and we are not using a format. We are making a program. Generally, we can say that in the C programming language, we are making a program, and every time we cannot remind what is the output of the program, or what are the different types of functions which we had used in a program. And similar manner, when we are storing these programs, we will see in the .c format. So the better approach is that by using those .c format, we can store the data into a file. And if we are storing the data in a file, then it will be helpful for us to sort it out, to search it out, and we will get the better results in the earlier sections. So our complexity will decrease and we will get the appropriate output. In the second thing, we will see some of the programs accept the same set of data to be fed input every time it is run. We had seen the earlier sections that in the case of recursion, the data can be repeated more than one time. When we will see recursive data. Okay, so it is better to keep the data into a file, and we can append the file as many times as we want to read it. So programs can read the file in a easier manner rather than producing the using the C program. See, when we are going for programming means we are writing some sort of code, and that code can be very complex many times. Generally when we had seen the pointer programs or the structure programs or the union programs, these are the very complex programs. But what happens when these programs are stored, then we cannot identify what type of operation is to be performed in the program. So to remind these operations, the better approach is that we can store the output of the program as well as the program into a particular file. And when we are storing in a file, so what happens when we are storing these things into a file, we can easily identify what kind of file, what kind of program it includes. So the better approach is that use the file. Then rather than using we are using the file, as well as we can do the management also. We can manage, we can sort it out the files. Suppose a pointer file is there, we can make a folder and we can store all the pointer programs in a file and in an appropriate space. So it can differentiate the subjects as well as the sub-subject parts. Then the file contains, see, program generating a large volume of output, where what I was discussing, that the program can generate a large volume of output, large amount of output. Then it is very difficult to view onto a screen. Some of the C programs we cannot view onto a screen. So the C compiler, suppose I am using a Turbo C compiler, and every time I want to view the screen so that I can perform the program. Better approach is that rather than performing by using a particular Turbo C environment, we can store those programs into a file. So whenever I need to open the file, I can just open it and add to the file constraints. Then the next is the better approach. Better approach is that we are storing the programs onto a file. So it reduces the complexity of the program, as well as we no need to write the program many times. If we are writing a program for once, we can use more than 100 times. Then what is data files? Actually, what is data? Data contains informations. So when you see when you use a file to store the data for use by a program, that file usually consists of a text. The text is alphanumeric data and is therefore called the text file. So data files are normally as text files, can be created, updated, processed by C program. In the C program, there is a very good, very important feature that we can create it, we can update it, and we can process these data files. Are used for permanent storage of large amount of data. Okay, see, when we are storing it the data files for a permanent storage, we can also store the data files for the temporary storage. Suppose I want to store my program for a longer period of time, we can do one thing, we can implement the program by using a file structure. Suppose a program can be converted into a text file, that is txt file. Okay, when we are converting these programs into a txt file format, what happens that the file can be stored in a larger amount of time. Suppose today I am having a Turbo C compiler, and tomorrow, maybe due to some circumstances, I want to format my system. And when I am formatting my systems, then maybe the Turbo C compiler can be elapsed. So what we can do, if we are having a backup of the file structure, that is the text txt format in your backup storage, then we can use it again also. But if we are doing the programs into only in the environment and we are not saving it and we are not storing it for the longer amount of time, we can not use it again. We can store the programs into the temporary basis, but temporary basis are only resides for smaller amount of time. If we want to use for a longer period of time, we have to use the file format. Okay, see in the next, basic file operations. What are the basic file operations? See, generally in the file operations, when we are talking about simple file, so in the first sections that the operation comes, that is the file can be open. We can just open a particular file, then we can read data from a file. We can read the data, whatever the data is written onto the file, we can read it. Then writing data to a file. The read and write operations are vice versa of each other, because when we want to read the data, first of all we have to write it, and at that time we can perform only one operation. If we are reading, we cannot write it, and if we are writing, we cannot read it. And the last and final is closing a file. Closing a file is a very important feature, because if the file remain open, it can store a larger amount of space onto the memory. Okay, and we have to allocate a pointer to the file also. Then in opening a file, we are having a file must be open before it can be used. So we are having a syntax that the file, F-I-L-E, is a keyword which defines that whatever elements, whatever variables I am defining, that can be a file format. Okay, then the asterisk sign with FP. FP is by using a asterisk sign, we can know that FP is a pointer. We have to open a file, but we in the opening of file, we have to point which file I have to open it. See, the star FP denotes that what type of file, which file I have to open it. Then it means the next line, FP equals to F open. What is F open? F open is a function which is used to open a file. Then we are having file name, the name of the file. We can also define by we can also use the parameter of the file also. Suppose we are having a file with the path also, we can define the entire path in the file name, and comma the mode. Mode defines which type of mode we want to use. Sometimes what happen, when we want to use a file, we can open a file but we cannot write it, because editing is not allowed in a particular file format. So we can use a different types of mode, that is read, write, append mode onto the file format. See, opening a file means we can use a file with a pointer. That pointer is used for the particular file, which file I have to open it, and fopen means a function to open a file, and with the particular path or the file name, the name of the file which I have to open it with a particular mode. Then in the next, FP is declared as a pointer to the data type file, which I told you earlier that FP is a pointer. Then we are having file name. File name is a string which specifies the name of the file. We can also define the file name string as well as the path of the particular file. Then fopen returns a pointer. Fopen is a function which returns a pointer to a file which is used in all subsequent file operations. We can use these subsequent operations with the fopen file function. Then mode. What is mode? Mode is a string which specifies the purpose of opening a file. We are having three types of modes. Generally we are having three types, but we can extend it into 9 types. Okay, see, the three types are, that is, open a file for reading only. Okay, by using R mode, we can only open a file in the reading mode. By using W, we can open a file for writing only, and by using a we can open the file by appending data to it. Appending data means we can add data. If we want to give we want to do any type of operation, we want to perform any type of operation onto the file, we can use append functions. We can use append as a mode. Then defining a program that we are having a file.c. It's a program which can display the contents of a file on a screen. I want to open a file. I want to display the contents which are defining in a file. So what we are using, hash include studio.h. We are defining many times. Again I am reading, again I am explaining that hash means a preprocessor directive. So why we are using hash? Because we have to give an instruction to the compiler. We have to define something to the compiler that this is the first statement which we can use it, which is to be there for the compiling. Hash include. Include means to add on, which whatever library we have to use it, we have to add this type of library in the include section. With we are having two braces, that is starting and the ending braces. We are defining studio.h. Studio.h means standard input output dot h. See, when we are defining a program, we have to define some of the input and output functions. These standard input and output functions can be contained in a library, because we are using the names only, the methods, complete methods. We are not using the complete methods. We are just defining the standard input output file format. So when we are using, suppose I am using printf, scanf. When we are using printf and scanf, we are not defining the whole meaning of the printf and scanf. When we are using it printf and scanf, it just only means that printf to print something which is displayed with the particular braces, and scanf means to take input from the console. Then in the program, which we can see that, see in the program we are having void main. Void main means no return type. Void means it is returning nothing. Main is a function. Then starting off